Linda Brooks had been a security guard at Centerpoint Tower for nearly 15 years. Known throughout the building as Miss Linda, she greeted everyone warmly, with a smile that brightened even the gloomiest days. Her role was not the type she had once imagined for herself, but life hadn't gone according to her early dreams. After raising 2 children alone, Linda had found purpose and stability in this job. The routine of her duties gave her a quiet sense of pride. She wasn't just a guard, she was a steady presence, always ready to help. In the mornings, she would arrive early, well before most of the employees filed in. Her rounds began before dawn, ensuring that the building was secure, each door locked, and every camera positioned just right. She handled everything from managing visitor logs to occasionally calming down frustrated or stressed employees. Her job wasn't glamorous, but Linda knew she helped keep the building and the people inside safe. One particular morning, as she walked through the lobby, she noticed a group of employees gathered near the coffee station, laughing loudly. She heard snippets of their conversation, realizing with a sinking feeling that she was the subject of their jokes. "Can you believe she's been here for, 15 years now? And she acts like she's running the place?" One of them scoffed. "Yeah," another laughed. "She's just a security guard, but she struts around like she's the CEO." Linda straightened her back, brushing it off as best as she could. After all, she'd dealt with far worse. But as she continued on her rounds, the comments lingered. She knew she wasn't just anything. She played a role in making this building a safe and welcoming place. Still, she couldn't deny the sting of being so misunderstood and undervalued. Little did she know, this ordinary day was about to take an unexpected turn that would change her life and the entire building forever. Later that day, as Linda finished her rounds, she received an unexpected call to meet with the building's CEO, Mr. Robert Hastings. Mr. Hastings had a reputation as a stern, no-nonsense leader, known for his exacting standards and his impressive business acumen. Linda had seen him in passing over the years, but he had never spoken to her directly. Entering his spacious, modern office on the top floor, Linda felt both nervous and curious. She adjusted her uniform, took a deep breath, and knocked on the door. "Miss Brooks, thank you for coming." Mr. Hastings greeted her, his tone formal yet surprisingly warm. "I've been reviewing our building's security protocols, and I noticed you've been with us for quite a long time. 15 years, if I'm not mistaken?" "Yes, sir," Linda replied, pride in her voice. "I've been here since the building opened." Mr. Hastings nodded, leaning forward. "That's exactly the kind of loyalty and dedication that's rare these days. I wanted to discuss some improvements to our security system, and I believe you're the right person to help us with that." Linda's heart swelled with pride. To be recognized by someone in his position was unexpected and thrilling. She'd always taken her job seriously, but she'd never expected this level of acknowledgement. "Thank you, sir," Linda said, her voice steady but brimming with gratitude. "I'd be honored to help however I can." Over the next few weeks, Linda found herself regularly meeting with Mr. Hastings to discuss potential security upgrades. She reviewed footage, analyzed floor plans, and even suggested updates to the building's emergency protocols. For the first time in a long time, Linda felt truly valued. But her increased involvement with Mr. Hastings didn't go unnoticed, and soon, rumors began circulating among the staff. As word spread of Linda's new responsibilities, whispers and rumors began to surface. Some employees, including those who had previously mocked her, began to view her with suspicion and resentment. They questioned why a mere security guard would be receiving attention from the CEO, and some speculated that she was seeking special treatment. Linda could feel the shift in atmosphere. People who once greeted her with a nod or a smile now looked at her with narrowed eyes, whispering behind her back. Some accused her of being a teacher's pet, or sucking up to the boss. Despite the cold stares and snide remarks, Linda stayed focused on her work. She reminded herself that she was there to do a job, not to make friends. Yet, as the gossip continued, it became harder and harder to brush off. One afternoon, while reviewing security footage, Linda noticed something unusual. A senior executive, Mr. Kent, was seen sneaking into the building after hours, accessing files on a restricted computer. Her instincts told her something was wrong, and she knew she couldn't ignore it. She immediately reported the incident to Mr. Hastings, who listened attentively. "Are you certain about this?" he asked, his face tense. "Yes, sir, the footage doesn't lie," Linda replied, steady and firm. Mr. Hastings sighed deeply. "Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Miss Brooks. I'll handle it from here." The following morning, Mr. Kent was escorted out of the building by security. The news spread like wildfire, and everyone soon knew that it was Linda who had uncovered his misconduct. Some began to show her respect, while others looked at her with fear, resentment, or envy. A few days later, Mr. Hastings called Linda back to his office. She took a deep breath, feeling a mix of anticipation and anxiety. "Miss Brooks," he began, his tone serious. "The situation with Mr. Kent has revealed a larger problem within the company. We need someone we can trust to help us uncover any additional issues, someone with integrity and an eye for detail. I believe you're the right person for this task." Linda was taken aback. She had never imagined herself as anything more than a security guard, but now, she was being offered a role that could have a lasting impact on the company's culture. "Thank you, sir," Linda said, swallowing her nerves. "I'll do my best." Linda began her new assignment discreetly, blending in with the background as she observed the building's daily operations. She soon uncovered instances of discrimination, favoritism, and unethical behavior that shocked her. With each discovery, Linda felt her resolve grow stronger. But word quickly spread that Linda was up to something, and certain employees began to confront her. Some accused her of spying, while others openly questioned her motives. One afternoon, a group of executives blocked her path in the lobby, their faces cold and accusatory. "You think you're some kind of hero, don't you?" one sneered. "You're just a security guard. Know your place." Linda met his gaze, unflinching. "I'm here to do what's right," she said, her voice steady. "And I won't let intimidation stop me." Her confidence left them speechless, and she walked past them, her heart racing but her resolve stronger than ever. As Linda continued her work, the hostility grew. One morning, she arrived to find a note slipped under her door. "Stop now, or you'll regret it." She stared at the note, her heart pounding. Taking a deep breath, she folded it and slipped it into her pocket, determined not to be intimidated. Later that day, she approached Mr. Hastings with the note. He examined it, his expression darkening. "This is unacceptable," he said firmly. "I want you to know that you have my full support." Linda nodded, feeling both grateful and uneasy. She returned to her work, vowing not to let threats or fear keep her from uncovering the truth. One evening, Linda was approached by Janine, a young woman who worked in the marketing department. Janine looked around nervously before speaking. "Miss Brooks, I've heard about what you're doing," she whispered. "I wanted to tell you what happened to me." Janine recounted instances of harassment and discrimination she had endured from a senior executive. Linda listened with compassion, offering her reassurance and support. "Thank you for coming forward, Janine," Linda said. "You're helping to make this place better for everyone." As Linda continued her investigation, she encountered more and more employees who shared their stories. Many were afraid, but Linda's courage inspired them to speak up. One day, Linda was approached by Alex, a senior manager who had been avoiding her throughout the investigation. "Linda, can we talk?" he asked quietly, glancing around. In a hushed tone, Alex revealed that he had access to records showing illegal financial practices within the company, implicating several top executives, including Mr. Hastings. Linda felt a surge of shock and anger, but she knew she had to act. With Alex's help, she gathered evidence, determined to bring the truth to light. On the day of the press conference, Linda stood outside the building, watching as reporters gathered. She felt a mix of pride, relief, and sorrow for the employees who would be affected by the company's downfall. But she knew that exposing the corruption was the right thing to do. As the cameras flashed and reporters asked questions, Linda stood tall, her journey from security guard to whistleblower finally coming full circle. In the aftermath of the scandal, former employees, including Linda, united to start a new organization founded on integrity and respect. Linda was offered a leadership role, a testament to her courage and dedication. As she sat at the head of the boardroom table, Linda looked around at her new team. She shared her story, urging them to always prioritize empathy, integrity, and accountability. Her journey had taken her from an overlooked security guard to a leader and inspiration. Linda's legacy reminded everyone that true change could come from even the most unexpected places, proving that one person really could make a difference. As she closed the meeting, Linda knew that her story wasn't just about bringing down corruption, it was about building something better. Here's a closing message for the audience. And that brings us to the end of Linda's inspiring journey, a reminder of how courage, integrity, and resilience can lead to real change. Through Linda's unwavering commitment to do what's right, we see the power of standing up, even when it's difficult. Remember, it doesn't matter who you are or where you start. What matters is the difference you make and the lives you touch along the way. Thank you for watching, and let Linda's story be a reminder to each of us. With determination and a strong sense of justice, anyone can become a force for good. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and never underestimate the impact you can have. See you in the next story.